I said, hey yo, what's good? And salute to my YouTube land people in the building. Yes, welcome back to J-Rock Sports Talk, where we get into all type of sports. I'm gonna mix it up right now. We're gonna get away from basketball, you know what I'm saying? I already uploaded something about LeBron's fraud ass. I already uploaded something about my boy Kobe. So now let's go to football. Let me tell you, oh my goodness. Let me take you down memory lane. Oh my goodness. This image right here pisses me off. This image right here pisses me off to this day. To this freaking day. Do y'all know what image this is? You probably do. You probably don't. But this is the image of the Patriots getting their undefeated season ruined by this catch. David mother-flipping Tyree. This dude Eli was a beast, man. He was a problem. I don't think people really understand how good Eli Manning was. I don't care about stats. Like, I really don't. Okay, stats is cool, but I'm just saying, Eli was, he had that dog in him. Eli had that dog in him, man. Do you see this shit right here? Do you see this shit right here? Look at this catch. Unbelievable. Unbelievable catch. I remember watching that and, man, it felt, and I don't like using, I can't stand using that, but honestly, it really did. It felt like everything was just slow motion. Like, witnessing that moment live on TV when it happened was unreal. It was unreal. I've never seen nothing like that. This dude Eli Manning was about to get sacked. He rolls out the pocket, heaves it down. Now me, first of all, before I even get into that, the reason why I even liked the Patriots was because I wanted to get my own team. A lot of friends and family, they like the Giants. I wanted to get my own team and kind of have my own independent thing going on, so I like the Patriots. That was when Madden 2008 came out, and that's when they just acquired Randy Moss. So I said, you know what, I'm going to mess with the Patriots. They were the best team in the game, which is crazy, but that was before I even knew about the 3 Super Bowls that they had previously won. Because I wasn't, growing up, you don't really know about the ins and outs of the game. You might, but I didn't. So I just, I was like, you know what, they're one of the best teams. I'll roll with the Patriots. And to my surprise, this happened. I remember that whole year. They was talking about how good they were, undefeated and everything. And then up until the Super Bowl, we usually watch the Super Bowl no matter what team it is, but it just so happens that my favorite team, which I didn't really keep track. I mean, I did here and there, but I wasn't really full into watching the games and stuff like that. But I did watch the Super Bowl. But yeah, I remember being surprised that they were in the Super Bowl. But then they mentioned how they had an undefeated record. I'm like, oh, cool. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's what it was. A lot of people like the Giants, and I will admit, I was on, because my pops, he liked the Cowboys. So, I rolled with him, but then I just decided to get my own team and do my own thing. But with that being said, watching Eli Manning escape the sack, get out of the pocket, and heave it down the field, like I said, me coming from playing Madden, I know that when you throw the ball down the field, you're going to have safeties in the back, and everybody's going to react to the ball. But on this very play, it was just a heave, throw right down the middle of the field. And it was pretty much one-on-one coverage with Ronnie Harrison. And David Tyree made the catch of all catches. This catch right here, I mean, Harrison played some pretty good defense, but he just made a catch for the ages, the helmet catch. I couldn't believe he hung on to the ball. You want to talk about a Giants team that had heart, they had grit, and they were hungry. They were hungry, man. I believe that was Strahan's last year. So, you know, much respect to the Giants, man. But this image right here, man, listen. Oh, man. I used to have nightmares about this damn catch. Nightmares. I remember, I'm not gonna lie. Your boy was a little bit emotional, alright? Your boy was definitely shed a tear or two, man. That was just, like, I knew from that catch, I said the game was over. I knew. Even though the Patriots were winning by, 3 points? I knew it was over. Or 4 points? I forget. But I knew it was over. It was a wrap. Listen, Super Bowl's done. After seeing some shit like that, it's done. The momentum is to the Giants. And then the Giants score a plexico burst in the end zone. And then Brady and them, they couldn't move the ball down the field. Now, what I remember most about that game is I remember that front four. That's got to be one of the most underrated defensive lines in NFL history. Gotta be. That 2007 defensive line with Strahan, O.C. Umenyiora, and some other guys. That is probably one of the best playoff lines in NFL history. It's gotta be. I mean, they had Brady in there tap dancing and moving around the pocket. He was uncomfortable the whole night. It was just a bad matchup. And I'm gonna tell you what, the game is won on the line. The game is won on the line. It is. When you have a defensive line or offensive line that's better, you can pretty much do what you want because you're getting resistance from either side of the ball. You're getting resistance. Look at the Cowboys. The Cowboys had one of the best offensive lines in the 90s. When you're talking about guys like Larry Allen, Mark Tounier, Eric Williams, those guys were the cream of the crop in the NFL at their position. Hands down, bar none. That was a large reason why they had a lot of success. A large reason. Look at the Dallas Cowboys offensive line and defensive line even this year. DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons? Come on, forget about it. Come on, man. That's a two-headed monster right there. And not to mention, you know, you're freeing up space for other defenders to do their thing. And then they got Zach Martin. They have, what's that other guy's name? Tyron Smith. They have a really good offensive line. The game is won at the line. And this image right here, like I said, respectfully, it pisses me off. Alright? Yo, you don't understand. You don't understand what it's like to be a Patriots supporter and have to get reminded that you got beaten by the Giants twice. You don't understand what that's like. You don't. You just don't. And for all the noise about Brady, about him, which he is, he's still an all-time great quarterback, but with all the noise about Brady and stuff like that, listen, man, he couldn't beat the Giants when it counted. And that's why I think considering the body of work that Brady has over the years, I think that it's safe to say that, in my opinion, and listen, you can agree or disagree, but in my opinion, I think Eli Manning is at least a top 10 quarterback of all time. Just because he beat Brady. Now, in my opinion also, I think that Brady is the greatest quarterback. But. There's a big but with this. Pause. There's a but. I think the only one that could really rival him is Joe Montana. To me, he's the only one that could rival Brady. And if somebody was to say, hey, listen, I got Joe Montana as the greatest quarterback, I would have no issue with that. None at all. I'm not even going to try to convince that person, hey, listen, you're wrong. No. They can have their opinion, but I'm not going to argue that down. If somebody says, listen, I know Brady was considered the best, but I'm looking at Joe Montana as the best. You get no argument from me. Debate over. Hey, listen, you got it. Because I could see how somebody would say that Joe Montana is better than Brady. And I don't care about longevity. Okay, Brady lasted 20 years. So, longevity is overrated unless you were on top all of those times. And, I hate to bring it back to this, but this is one of the reasons why I'm not big on the longevity of LeBron James. Because it's like, okay, well, you have the longevity, but what does that mean? What did you do in the time that you were here? If somebody has a career, if two players have the same exact careers, but one player does it in 10 years and another player does it in 20, why would you not take the guy that did it in less time? That's foolish. But anyway, those are my thoughts on that. So I think that Eli definitely belongs in the top 10 because he showed a lot of guts and heart, and he has some really incredible performances and throws in both of those Super Bowls bars. But he had some incredible performances, and you'll never hear me argue. Listen, I cannot, and I'm from New York, I cannot stand the Giants. I don't like them at all. But I'll tell you what, I have a lot of respect for the Giants. Now, I may never root for them, but the Giants as a franchise has my respect. And you know who else has my respect? Eli Manning. He'll forever have my respect. And I think any list of quarterbacks who don't have Eli Manning as a top 10 quarterback, I think those lists are invalid. There's no way in hell that you cannot tell me that Eli Manning is not a top 10 quarterback. Okay, he didn't win an MVP. Okay, he probably wasn't the best quarterback. But you know what? Sometimes when it comes down to when the chips are on the line, who you taking, your performances matter. And, I just got done doing a video about Kobe Bryant. That's one of the reasons why I say he's disqualified from the GOAT debate. Now, compared to LeBron James, LeBron has more legendary performances than Kobe Bryant. That's plain and simple. That doesn't mean I think he's better than Kobe, because look at the teams that he was playing on. So, that doesn't mean anything compared to the talent that you played with. But it does mean something. It does, and it should mean something. But I'm just trying to illustrate a point that no way in hell you can't tell me that Eli Manning, at least number 10, at least. He never won an MVP. He never won back-to-back. He never was considered, well, I'm not going to say never. Well, for the most part, he wasn't really considered like a top 3, maybe 5-ish quarterback when he played. You didn't really heard about Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. Those were the guys who were really dominating. Even Ben Roethlisberger. Those were the guys who were really dominating as far as like the talks of the best QBs of the league. Those guys. Maybe you could throw Eli Manning here and there, but for the most part, he wasn't considered that. So I think at least in that aspect, for him having those 2 legendary Super Bowl performances, he should be a top 10 QB from that alone. Nobody else took it to Brady like Eli Manning. And for that, like I said, I have a tremendous amount of respect for Eli Manning. Salute to that brother. I can't stand the Giants, but salute to that brother. Much respect to the Giants franchise. Okay? And like I said, man, this play right here was special, man. It really was. And they ended the undefeated season that we had. We were on a roll, man, with no butter. You know what I'm saying? We were on a roll with no butter, man. We was doing our thing. And then we got to the finish line, couldn't cross it. Look at Golden State. Now, even though I think that series it's not all that impressive, but look at them. They dropped a 3-1 lead. That's crazy. That's still crazy to this day. So, and they had a 73-9 record. But what did Michael Jordan say? It don't mean a thing if you don't get that ring. So I'm gonna leave it at that, man. Hey, I had to bring it to some football, but this moment right here, unbelievable. I still can't believe it happened. Like, what was that? Like over soon in a few more years, it's gonna be the 20th anniversary of that moment happening. Just crazy. But I'm gonna leave y'all with that, man. Salute to my Patriots, but hey, Eli, man, you got us, bro. You got us. I'm leaving it at that, man. Hey, if you're a Giants fan, give your boy a like, man. Alright, for me going through this very traumatic, recall of what happened. But appreciate y'all for stopping by. Hopefully you all throw a like on the video and all that good stuff. I'm out, man. Stay tuned.